Hi guys, I'm Digital Ninja, and I wanted to do a video about my track Turning Point that I just finished for the Point Blank Online Electro House in Logic course. Really enjoyed the course. Felt like I learned a lot, and I wanted to do something that was outside of my comfort zone because the majority of my music up to this point has been pretty deep house and progressive house flavored. So I'm going to go over three things that I learned and felt were really valuable while making this track. So first, let's just check out a little bit of the track. Here's a link to download the song if you'd like, and let's get into the three things. If you've watched my other videos, you know that workflow development is something that's really important to me, and it's something I blog about. So as you can see, I already felt like I was pretty organized. You know, I have a system that I use consistently in terms of coloring things and also naming my tracks. A lot of people are very unorganized in how they do that. So, you know, instead of it saying, you know, hi-hat, it, you know, says XV813, which is the name of the sample that they're using or something like that. And all their tracks have the same color. And then when you're looking at your big project, it's really hard to see what's going on there. So I already felt really good about that. You know, I have a system that I consistently use. But I learned two really valuable things that I'm going to continue to use moving forward from the tutor on this course. And the first one was to make all my tracks, the MIDI clips and the audio, the same size. And if you look at a picture of this project when it first started, there was about 80 tracks, you know, stuff I hadn't used anymore, and you know, everything was cut up in a million different you know, sort of clip sizes. And he was like, dude, if you make all your tracks you know, the same size, it'll be really helpful to you. So it's like, if you look at here, these are all 8 bars, and then, you know, that fits within the 8 bars. I could stretch that out 8 bars, even though this is inside of a folder, it's 8 bars, 8 bars. Yeah, in terms of doing arrangement, man, that made it so much easier, because instead of trying to you know, move you know, 18 different pieces, and Logic can be a little fiddly with that, you know, I was just moving one solid block. So yeah, that was really helpful. I'm going to keep using it in the future. The second thing in terms of organization was using folders, and it's something I haven't done in the past. I'll definitely be doing it in the future. This project now has 3 different groups of folders. So if you look at my bass tracks, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different tracks of bass sounds. And on the arrangement, that would take up a lot more room rather than this one folder track. And when you're doing your arrangement and moving that one track instead of the 9 tracks, as I said, it's a lot more useful. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that again in the future. I mean, here's my fills. There's, you know, 6 tracks on that. I have another folder of stuff down here. So yeah, a lot better. This is a lot more cleaned up. You know, there's 38 tracks on here now, including a bunch of bus tracks that I add. That's part of my own workflow. They don't need to be there, but I like it because it breaks up my different sections. And also in Logic, it's a lot easier to do automation sometimes on your buses. For instance, if you look at my riser effects bus, there is a tape, like automation on the tape delay. So instead of doing that on each individual element, it's affecting the bus. And in order to do that, it's got to be in the arrangement. The second thing that does is it breaks up my effects type section from the next section. So if you see, I have all my bass tracks and then I have my bass bus. See the filter automation there. And then I have my melodies. I have my synth bus. So that's one of my own workflow tips that helps me keep things organized. What I want to talk about is sound design. A course like this is awesome because it restricts you to using Logic plugins, or if you were, doing the course in Ableton plugins. And if you're anything like me, you probably use a lot of third-party synths. That's not necessarily the best thing to do, though, because if you're constantly trying to check out new plugins, you're probably not spending too much time with the ones that you already have. One thing that I did here, because I think it's pretty awesome, it's this pitch riser. So here it is. So I really like sound design a lot. You could buy a Vengeance pack and have something like that, but to figure out how to do it on your own so that you can, keep changing it, making it evolve, make it your own, and use it in another project, I think is pretty awesome. So show you this right here. So this is an ES2. And I'll play it for you without the plugins so you can hear what it sounded like originally. And one big thing that you should notice is this pan modulation. So check out how it's panning. It starts very central and then it modulates as it's going on, so by the end of it, it's very wide. Alright, so there's that. This is a pretty wide frequency sound, so the first thing I did to it is cut out a lot of the low end. I also added some sample delay to make the sound wider. And then it's running to a separate bus that has all my different riser effects type stuff, so that glues them together a little bit better. So there's a little bit more EQ, tape delay, reverb, compressor, and then effect tricks. I'm not going to turn that on because that's actually automated to only turn on at the very end and add that little wind down sound. So here's what it sounds like now. And it's a lot thinner. It's got more delay, so it's filling up a bigger frequency spectrum, and there's that wind down. The last thing that I found really helpful that I wanted to touch base on in this video is arrangement. There's a couple of different places where the tutor showed me some pretty excellent arrangement tips. This little vocal here.
Yeah.
So he showed me something, how to, cut out a bunch of different other sections of the song to give that yeah sample a lot more room in the mix. So that helped a lot. And also, really helped me to tidy up the arrangement. I think originally when I started the song, it was about 7 minutes, and now it's at 5 minutes, including DJ intro and outro. So a lot more condensed and dance floor friendly, which is what I was going for. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And there should be a link to download the track there also. And if you've got a minute to subscribe to my Facebook page or follow me on Twitter, I would definitely appreciate it. We'll have some more stuff like this happening in the future. Thanks for watching.